go get the free business credit ebook right below this video.
I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke. I'm too smart to be broke.
Hey, greetings, family. What's going on? It's Cornelius, Too Smart to Be Broke. I want to thank you for coming to the channel today. If it's your first time here, I'm not talking about generational wealth, making money online, business credit, and things of that nature. If that interests you, you already know what to do. If not, you still know what to do. Now, before we get started, look, I'm not your fiduciary. I am not an attorney. I'm not a tax accountant. I'm not providing anybody legal advice nor counsel. And I am no guru. I'm just a brother planting seeds, give you some insights. Now, whatever you do with those seeds, you decide to nurture it, water it, and then you can eat off that information, those seeds, or you can just let them do what they do. All right. With that being said, let's get started. Personal guarantee. What is it? How do I use it? Does it apply? What's the pros and cons? I'm gonna make this quick. I've talked about this before, but this has came up several times. So I said, let me make a video about it. Maybe some people that's new and maybe they don't really understand the whole concept and the purpose. All right. So one thing is, I did a live the other day, and I was actually going over, looking up in the legal Black's Law Dictionary about what a person is, artificial person, something like, stuff like that. So, to keep this simple, when you're starting a business, it is an entity, whether it's a LLC or corporation or nonprofit or whatever. It's an entity, and that entity is considered, like a person. Now it's like a make-believe person, if you will. But when you live in this matrix, that's the type of things that they deal with. So now imagine, you got the individual, all right, which has the social security number. Then you have this other person or this LLC or whatever with an EIN, okay, and they both have two separate profiles. But with both of those profiles, you're able to go out and, get things, cars, credit cards, store cards, memberships, all type of different things just from having the proper structure and the proper profile. Now, with that being said, personal guarantee is pretty much like co-signing on behalf of the business. I use this analogy all the time. Say your brother or your girlfriend or your mom or whoever is going to the car dealership and their credit is not all that good. So somebody who has good credit will co-sign for them. So now they can get the car, but if they default, it's going to come negatively on the cosign. It's the same similar structure when you're actually dealing with having a business and somebody personally be a personal guarantor. All right, it's very, very similar. If the business defaults, the boom, it comes back on the personal. Now, the pros and cons to this route. I say the pro is if your personal credit is good, then you can pretty much get funding like this. Now, the con is going to be that now these two are pretty much merged or attached to each other, and you want them to be as separate as possible. Because why? You're trying to keep that liability separate, and you want that person to be grown up and take care of their own stuff. You don't want to come in over here and having an individual tied up with the business affairs. You want the business to keep all this stuff in house, more or less in layman's terms. All right. So that being said, if you're going to actually get business funding, you're gonna need some leverage. You're gonna have to leverage money, or aka like cash flow, currency flow. You're gonna have to leverage personal credit. You're gonna have to leverage relationships, whether it's relationship with banks, fintechs, or the relationships with multiple other vendors that you have established credit with. Now, it's not as easy as it was to go out and get unsecured business credit funding, all right, because there was a point in time where you could just do the structure, get everything right, and take the steps, and not really have to leverage that personal guarantee. Now the business is getting, funds, and now you can go out and do whatever you want to do on behalf of the business with those funds, okay, as far as marketing and advertising and paying for products that you need. Okay, now the difference is, now with everything that has transpired from 2008 on up until now in this very moment, brothers start getting hip to the game. There's always going to be people that take advantage of certain situations. So now every time you filling out this business application, more than likely they're going to want a social, and sometimes it's just for authorized representative, which makes sense. So whenever you fill out an application, make sure it just says authorized representative. All right. If you don't see anything that says personal guarantor or personal guarantee, don't assume it's not one. All right. I always like to call them if I'm filling out an application, or speak with somebody in the business department that should know something about something. And even if, all right, you don't want to use we don't want the PG. Sometimes the employees they're not even aware. So you have to assist them because, for instance, when I went to go get that Sam's Club MasterCard, You know, the first time was cool, but the second time, the lady was asking me a lot of personal credit information, and I like, what? And you know, I had flipped the screen around, and she was filling out the personal credit card. I said, nah, you know. So, you know, I had to be very aware and stand on your square and know what you're talking about and dealing with. Now, I'm not saying it's that easy, but that was just one of the places you can go get a card without having to actually leverage your, you know, or have the PG for short, personal guarantee, that without having the PG. But even with that being said, it's a process you got to go through if you want to get a bigger unsecured amount. And me personally, if you're dealing with business, you should want a bag to go out here and do your ventures. You shouldn't want 3,000 or 4,000. Now, if that's all you need, you know, I get it. So sometimes you only need that to really get going, whatever your venture is, but you have the ability to get 20, you know, 10, 20, 30, 40, you know, collectively through different cards and stuff like that. So with that being said, personal credit is very important, you know, regardless if you're going to use it to be a personal guarantor or not. But, you know, you should take the steps to make sure you clean up your personal credit, pull your free credit report, use there's several DIY templates to do it, and there's several people that'll do it for you. But, you know, make sure, you know, you can use unsecured credit cards. You can use secure credit cards to get back in the game after you do your credit repair. Never paying off your, never just paying collections without negotiation, making sure that they remove that before you send them anything, because that'll start that process over again and stuff like that. So it's gonna be some small things that you can do or get other people to do for you, but pay attention to all these things, especially with everything going on right now. The fintechs or the financial technologies are changing up the game. They are changing up the game right now at this moment. You know, so I might have to focus my attention more on the fintechs and give y'all more information on that. But that's going to be a very, very very pivotal thing to pay attention to right now in these times. You know, fintechs, crypto, all this digital stuff. But keep in mind, don't be afraid of it, because you've already been dealing with PayPal. You've already been dealing with Venmo and Cash App and Stripe and Square. All these are fintechs already. These are just going to be other names that you're not going to be familiar with that's going to be coming up. All right. So with that being said, make sure you fix your personal credit. Make sure that you're monitoring personal credit, and make sure you're monitoring your business credit as well. All right. So you got business Experian, you got business Equifax, and you got Dun & Bradstreet, which is the main three. You can go to all three of them. All right. Or you can go to nav.com, which I use. There's a link below if you want to do that. All right. I got affiliate links for Nav. It's free for you though. Okay, it's free. But if you don't want to use my link, you go to nav.com, check it out. They have a bunch of great information. If you're new to this information, I highly suggest going to nav.com and get your read on, okay? And they'll give you a lot of valuable information that you can plug in. With that being said, man, I'll see y'all the next time you're too smart to be broke. All right, your personal credit and your business credit, they partners now. But you got to know what you're doing, you know, and realize how you're going to play the game. All right? Peace.